Really bold. I'm so tired, so let's go. Okay. Okay, my article was Betrayed by the Angel, What Happens When Violence Knocks and Politeness Answered by Deborah Ann Davis. So a little summary about it was, this woman was 25 years old and she was sitting in her home and she gets a knock at her door and it's a man who's kind of scary to her, but she's still nice to him because her whole life she's been taught to be polite to strangers, don't really be rude, it's not very nice. Well then, this man starts to barge through her door and she still says to herself, well, I can't slam the door on his face, that's not nice, I can't do that, it's not kind. Well, he ends up getting into her house and he unfortunately rapes her as a 25-year-old, and it goes through kind of like a backstory until she's 35 and she's in a classroom and here's a 25-year-old say, well, not everybody deserves to be nice, for someone to be nice to them right away because some people just aren't trustworthy. And she thinks to herself, why did it take me so long to realize this? Why did that have to happen to me to realize this? According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, the definition of rape is forced sexual intercourse, including both psychological coercion as well as physical force. Forced sexual intercourse means penetration by the offender or offenders. And then I also saw this definition for sexual assault, which is may or may not involve force and include such things as grabbing or fondling. So anything else that is sexually inappropriate. In America alone, 90% of rape victims are female, and you're at an extremely high risk when you are about high school age, so 16 to 19 years old, 4 times more likely to be a victim of this. And our age now, we're 3 times more likely to be a victim of this. And there are 321,500 victims of rape in the U.S. by just alone. No other countries where it's not as strict with some laws. And 1 out of 6 women are victims, so in our class, if everybody was here, that's at least 3 people in our classroom. I was trying to find a way. I thought we should have more ways to help, but I didn't realize that there was a hotline for sexual assault. So the number is up there. And I also found a thing called rape therapy. And there's 5 different kinds of rape therapy. It's stress, inoculation, prolonged exposure, cognitive processing, eye movement, desensitization, reprocessing, and supportive counseling. And all of these have been reported to help a lot of people, even though most rape victims don't necessarily need help to get over this, but there are still some where it's too traumatizing for them and they do need counseling or just support through others. Okay, my discussion questions. What do you think is the best way to stop a rapist before it happens? In the story, she thought being kind would help, but it didn't.
Well, I had a volleyball coach once whose sister's friend was getting raped, and he always told us if it's a man to grab his nuts and pop one of them. So I don't know if that's really the best way, but if you're aggressive and get them off of you, it could make it worse because they're still being aggressive, but at least it could give you time to run.
Yeah. Okay, the second one is, how can you bring up a sensitive topic like this without possibly making the victim relive the horror that they've already gone through?
Well, no, for instance, things like you're still finding it out and you're still thinking about it.
Yeah, kind of like she said, unfortunately, it is, I don't want to say an everyday thing, but it's common in the world we live in today, and you can't really like BS around it. Like there's nothing pretty about it, so.
And my third one is, how can we help victims report and feel more comfortable through what they're going through, emotionally and also physically?
Not blame them.
I was just going to say that we need education about why victim blaming happens, and to stop victim blaming and to stop focusing on false reporting, quote unquote, because that is very rare.
I think we're working on it now by normalizing speaking out.
I also think like we need to keep up with education about consent.
Mm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking through these, and like I said, I've never seen anything about rape therapy before. I didn't even know there was a sexual assault hotline. So I feel like we just need to advertise those services way more than what they are, because I'm 18. I've never seen a single thing for any of those.
And why do you think that is?
I really don't know. I don't think it's right that it's not as advertised as it should be, because there's people that go through what the author of this story has gone through, and it's not something that's easy to get over. Like, you were attacked, and it's just not a good thing. So I think we should be able to advertise everything we can to help support these people, not just females, because men, it happens to them too. So I think we need to do everything in our power to support everyone who goes through this.
Thank you.